This Dolphins mailbag is sponsored by Athletic Greens. We'll tell you more about them later on today's show. But you can get started with AG1, athleticgreens.com/chat sports. The Dolphins just traded for Jalen Ramsey. We're taking questions from y'all during Dolphins Live. Shout out to Daniel D. He has been the Super Chat MVP, a couple of $100 Super Chats. We love you, Daniel D, saying, now that we got Ramsey, what's the next position you want the Dolphins to address? Fins up, baby. Cheers to you, Daniel D. We really appreciate you, man. I would say offensive line. I would love to sign McGlichey or McGarry first thing this week. Get that taken care of early. Maybe draft a left guard. I don't know if you have to sign a left guard, but at the very least, add a left guard this offseason. If I had to predict, though, Daniel, I would say the first move tomorrow is going to be signing Jordan Poyer. Jordan Poyer is a Miami Dolphin. That is inevitable. Fins up saying, what position do you think the Dolphins will target now in the draft? And watching from Ohio, baby. We appreciate you, Fins up. That's a great question. So Daniel asked about free agency. You're asking about the draft. I think they're going to draft a guard. I hope that Cody Mock from North Dakota State is still on the board when we pick in the second round. If he's not, there's some other options. But I expect the Dolphins to sign a right tackle and draft a left guard. Another position they might target in the draft is running back. If they do not sign one this week, instead maybe bring back Mostert and Wilson, maybe draft a guy like Sean Tucker in the third round out of Syracuse. The one-inch wonder, $2 Super Chat, we appreciate you. Re-sign Gesicki as your third wide receiver, not tight end, at 4 years, $50 million. It's interesting you say that. You've heard Mike Gesicki say he feels like he's more of a wide receiver than a tight end, and the guy doesn't like blocking, so I don't blame him. But I feel like he's going to go somewhere and get tight end money. It could be 4 years, $50 million, somewhere in that range. It's not a bad estimate. I'd say maybe 3 years for $15 million apiece. So we'll see what happens. But 4 years, 50 is in his range, the one-inch wonder. That's a pretty good guess there. Gavin Owen saying, hey, Will, since we got Jalen Ramsey, what if we get Miles Sanders and draft a solid offensive lineman and win multiple Super Bowls? And when you say Miami, I could definitely see us signing Sanders because Saquon and Josh Jacobs got the tag, and so did Pollard. I think Sanders is the best available running back at the moment, and Philadelphia is not expected to have him back. Draft a solid offensive lineman, maybe Cody Mock, maybe Matthew Bergeron out of Syracuse if he falls, and we can win multiple Super Bowls. I'm with you. I feel like those are the two holes right now, right tackle and running back. If you can get those needs addressed, I think you can win a Super Bowl next year, if Tua stays healthy. What's the Dolphins' biggest need right now? Go down in the comments section. I'd say a right tackle. Some of y'all might say a running back or left guard. But go down in the comment section. Let me know what's the Dolphins' biggest need right now. One-inch wonder, we appreciate it. Our second for Henry and their second or third next year. It would probably be 2 picks going to Tennessee. I don't think you get a pick in that trade. A second for Henry will probably get that done. A third might get it done. And the Dolphins still have a second and third round pick after this trade, which is huge. S. guys are saying sign McGlichey and draft center Whippler. I don't know if they're going to draft a center. I feel like they feel good about Connor Williams. But I'm all about signing Mike McGlichey. I absolutely think you should sign Mike McGlichey. I think that absolutely needs to happen. S. Gosser, we appreciate you. Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones. $20 Super Chat. We appreciate you, Mike Jones. I'll say hi to your friend Paul Wall when I see him in concert in 2 weeks. Mr. Buttflake saying, is Jamel Dean still available? Yes, the Buccaneers corner. He has been linked to the Dolphins, and I do expect the Dolphins to inquire about Dean. Maybe go after Dean. He has been linked to the Dolphins a lot, but I don't think after this they would sign Jamel Dean now that I think about it. I don't think they're going to sign a top-tier corner for agency now. So we'll see. I mean, maybe if they don't bring Nick Needham back, they'll have interest in signing Dean, but I don't think that's likely at this point. Chad Jones saying, sign Minshew, Wagner, left guard, right guard, and Poyer. Would love Minshew as the backup. He's my top backup quarterback option. He continues to get linked to Miami. Bobby Wagner still a possibility. I definitely think the Dolphins are going to get a linebacker this week. Right guard, Robert Hunt's your right guard. If anything, they'll sign a left guard. And then Jordan Poyer's a Dolphin. I do think that will happen. Want to tell you about our friends over at Athletic Greens. Thanks to them for sponsoring today's show. I take AG1 by Athletic Greens literally every single day. Get comprehensive and convenient daily nutrition. athleticgreens.com/chatsports. I gave AG1 a try because I wanted better gut health and wanted a supplement that actually tastes great. I take AG1 every morning, and it makes me feel ready to take on my day. I came into this year wanting to get healthier, and starting my year in AG1 has helped me do just that. I take it every morning. I feel happier, healthier, and more energized. Covering my nutritional basis for the day literally could not be any easier, which is why I trust Athletic Greens. I just mix 1 small scoop of AG1 with water and drink it first thing each morning. Done. I also like that it costs less than $3 a day. It's pretty good if you ask me. It's a really effective daily habit with the highest quality source ingredients, win-win. If a comprehensive solution is what you need for your supplement routine, then Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. So go to athleticgreens.com/chatsports. That's athleticgreens.com/chatsports. Check it out. The link is in the comments in the description of today's video. You get a bottle as well in that package they give you. It's awesome. Really, really love AG1. You can start today at athleticgreens.com/chatsports. Oh my gosh, and a hundo from Hava. Love it. We appreciate you, man. Welcome to the club. You'll have a song about you when you tune in next time. I say we keep our second-round pick for Joey Porter Jr. and groom him up with this crazy secondary. He's a hell of a talent. I don't know if he's going to fall to pick 51, but if he does, man, I'd be pretty happy if they took him. Another guy to look there at 51 is Cody Mock, the left guard from North Dakota State. The Dolphins' offensive line's got to get a lot better. Shiesty Miami 305 saying, King Henry, pack your bags, you're coming home, and also Chris Greer serves life in prison. Are the cops after Chris Greer? Producer Sam, have you seen anything on the news? I mean, this is one of the biggest deals. He's looking out the window. Woo, woo. I don't hear any sirens. But my goodness, this was an absolute steal. And Chris Greer can commit robbery again if he gets Henry for a third-round pick. And you still have a third-round pick thanks to that Devontae Parker trade. John Ruiz would be the most aggressive GM in football. He says sign and trade for Derrick Henry, Jordan Poyer, Dalton Schultz, Mike McGlichey, Jesse Bates, Gardner Minshew, extend Christian Wilkins, Zach Sealer, Melvin Ingram. How much cap space do we have now? Not as much as we did have because the Jalen Ramsey deal is guaranteed. I'll have more on that tomorrow. Derrick Henry still a possibility. I think Jordan Poyer is going to happen. Dalton Schultz, no. Mike McGlichey, yes. Jesse Bates, no. Gardner Minshew, yes. Wilkins, yes. Sealer, yes. Melvin Ingram, probably not. Cameron Reed saying, who do you think we'll get with our second-round pick? Maybe a tight end. I really like Trenton Simpson out of Clemson. Or, excuse me, a linebacker. I really like Trenton Simpson out of Clemson. Maybe a tight end as well that they'll look at there. Dalton Kincaid out of Utah is probably going to be off the board in round 1. Luke Musgrave from Oregon State's probably off the board. It's just tough. There's going to be a lot of guys that we have interest in that are not going to be there at pick 51. If I had to guess, maybe Darnell Washington out of Georgia. I don't know if he's going to fall, though. How many wins for the Dolphins next season? Go down in the comments section. Let me know. How many wins for the Dolphins next season? Go down and let me know. I think 12-5. I think 12-5. I think this is a Super Bowl team. Free agency is going to get crazy. Be sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications. It all begins this week, so be sure to subscribe. Turn on your notice, because if you turn on your notifications, you're going to get an alert on your phone whenever we put out a video. Gamer saying, first free agency signing will be Tremaine Edmunds. Possible. I think Levante David is a more realistic target there, but Tremaine Edmunds has spent 5 years in the National Football League, and he's only 24 years old. That's crazy. Cameron Reed. A guy I'm looking at is Darnell, Cody Mock as well, Trenton Simpson. I'd be happy with any of those guys. Love Letters R6 saying, what's the chance we pick up Eric Kendricks? Not bad. I don't know if I want him. He might be fairly cheap, but he's not as good as he was. He's not as good as he was, talking to Vikings fans about him He just didn't have an outstanding year this past year. Again, hashtag Dolphins to get your question in on the show, or Super Chat to ask your questions, answering your questions here before NFL free agency. Gamer saying re-sign Raheem Mostert and sign Tremaine Edmunds. So I think Mostert wants to be back in Miami. Jeff Wilson Jr. has said that it's highly likely he's back. So I think they'll at least bring one of those guys back, maybe even both. And then Tremaine Edmunds is absolutely a possibility. But again, I think Levante David is a more realistic name there. If you're fired up about the Jalen Ramsey trade, we're filming this right after the trade. Like the video. I'm really excited about Jalen Ramsey coming to the Dolphins. If you are as well, hit that thumbs up icon below.